Hello everyone, this is Barbara from Barbara Zen. Since so many of you requested a detailed version of Downward Facing Dog, how to get in and what are all the subtle movements in your body while you're in Downward Facing Dog, this is the video. Also, Downward Facing Dog has so many benefits. So it's calming the mind down, it helps even for mild depression, and it keeps all the blood obviously is flushing down to your brain, so it's very good for that. And obviously strengthens the arms, the shoulders, the hamstrings. It's a very strong posture. Okay, so we go into this pose from tabletop position. Come into tabletop. The knees are hip width apart and the knees are underneath your hips. So first of all, to prep this pose, we come into melting heart, just to open the shoulders a little bit before we go into Downward Facing Dog. So therefore, the knees always stay underneath your hips, but the hands slightly slide forward. And now you actually can feel the shoulders opening. You can rest your forehead down on the mat and your chest is drawing downwards to the mat. Imagine the armpits drawing down to the mat. You're just releasing on every exhale. Open the shoulder, open the chest here. Melting heart pose. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can slightly walk your knees backwards a little bit. Just see and feel into the pose, whatever feels good for you and what gives you the maximum stretch. And keep breathing in the pose. Once you're ready, come out and back into tabletop. Now we come into Downward Facing Dog. So just check all your alignment first. Knees are hip width apart and the fingers are spread out wide. So really shift the weight evenly throughout all fingers and knuckles and press into the mat. This helps massively to protect your wrists here. You don't want to push just into your wrists. You want to push in all your fingers. And the index fingers parallel to each other, pointing forwards, and there's a big gap in between your thumb and your index finger. And that's where you actually press in most. So if you're very tall like me, you can walk your hands slightly forward, but you can adjust this later when you're in the pose. And now tuck your toes, lift your knees off the mat, and now you want to lift the tailbone up to the ceiling, and at the same time you push into your hands forward. Like imagine you want to push the mat away to the front until your ears are in between your upper arms. So the head in the neck is relaxed in between your upper arms. You push into your hands like you want to push the mat away to the front. That allows the chest to drop slightly. So now you can pedal the dog out, left heel to the mat, right heel to the mat, just to waken the hamstrings up before we go in the full pose. And now bend both knees, lift your tailbone up once more. Do you see this movement? And then slightly drop your heels down to the mat. Maybe the heels go down to the mat, maybe not yet. Anything is fine. You get the same benefits. Okay, now, so from the fingertips up to your tailbone, this should be one straight line. And from your tailbone down to the heels, one straight line. You look like an inverted V now. Okay, now, you would like, so imagine you have oranges in your armpits and you want to squeeze them out. So rotate your shoulders externally and your upper arms externally this way. And at the same time, the forearms rotating internally. So no one else from the outside is going to see this movement. So this is really a subtle movement. You need to, but it makes such a big difference, to be honest, because you don't want to hunch your shoulders up. You want to rotate them, open them. Or also, what my old yoga teacher always said, Try to hide your armpits from your neighbor. So you want to rotate the upper arms to the outside, the shoulders, and the armpits are coming inwards. And keep breathing. And once you're ready, come down on your knees. And keep practicing.